Welcome back to the Until We Agree podcast, guys. This is Tyler Pritchard, along with my co-host Matt Howard. We were canceled this week. Are you feeling okay, Matt?
It's been tough. We were on a high last week after the success of our first episode, and it's tough to have to face the fans now after everything that's kind of gone down this week. But I think we're going to get through it. But yeah, why don't you kind of get into what all went wrong for us?
Yes, I'll just start out with an apology. First and foremost, I'm sorry. The fans deserve better. Last week, my audio, I don't know if you're a longtime listener of the show, then you heard last week, and we argued the ship of Theseus, and that whole debate, my mic was just in and out. You couldn't hear me. You missed so many funny jokes. It was, I'm so sorry.
If I can, I know this is your apology. You said funny jokes, but
yeah, and well, you probably didn't hear me because my mic was just so.
Oh, that must have been what it was.
Yeah. So I do apologize for that, and then I guess I'll just jump right into the next thing. I lost the poll by a landslide. I got absolutely smoked.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was 67% in favor of water is not wet.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would like to apologize there too. You wouldn't kind of own up to yours last week. I'll apologize. I'll say that I am sorry that all the audience's frail minds can't comprehend the processing power that my brain produces.
Oh, that's what. Okay. Yeah, that's what.
So
yeah.
I've been told my analogies are bad, and I think your brains are just bad. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, and I've heard that people are just not, genuinely not impressed by you overall. And I think that's
the feedback I'm hearing too, which kind of sucks.
That might be a little harsh, but it's what the people are saying, and who am I to disagree with it? But that's huge of you to say all that. That it takes a big man to own his mistakes, and I know the sound was tough to deal with. I know you probably said some really smart things that just were not heard.
Yep. You do know.
But yeah,
but hey, we're back.
Well, actually, that's not it. I think I actually have something to say too.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually faced a lot of fallout too. I was canceled by a pretty select group of people myself. That demographic is specifically my girlfriend. And I feel like I need to really come on and apologize to her as well. So this is from the heart. This is not like scripted or anything. I just really feel like I need to address kind of some things that I did to wrong her last week. So let me just apologize to her.
You have the floor. Yeah. You have the floor. Hey, and we're with you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, here you go. I admit that I was totally wrong about saying I would rather drive 45 minutes to get to a destination over 30 minutes in bumper-to-bumper traffic. It was so wrong of me to not consider that if I was driving to see you, my girlfriend, that it would take me 15 more minutes, and that would mean 15 more minutes that we are apart. This is so wrong, and I'm very sorry. You are always so wise in the way that you think, and I am so lucky that you chose to guide me in how to think as well. Thank you, and you look very pretty today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was just something that I really needed to get off my chest.
It's just tearing up.
I know.
I could hear them tearing up.
It just felt very personal. Like it just was wrong, and I know that. And that was 100% me that was saying all that. So I just want to make that clear, and just clear the air for everyone. That we're sorry, but I think we need to keep moving forward because we still have so much to talk about and so much to agree on.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. We can't just be looking back the whole episode, and that's why I do want to kind of look out into the future as we grow this show, really get huge, if that's even possible after, how big we already are.
Right.
But I just want to urge the fans, like, please, respect our privacy. Do not write fan fiction about us. We don't want that.
Right. We don't want, people keep saying it, but we just don't want it. Here's what we're not going to read it on the air. No. Never.
And
if
we're
you write
not.
It. Yeah.
And we will not act it out.
Don't even
on video and post it for free. We will not do that.
Yeah.
So just do not write fan fiction.
Are you saying that? But you're saying that if we did do that, it would be posted on @Until We Agree on Instagram, right? Our new Instagram.
@Until We Agree on Instagram. That's probably where something like that would live. But please, come on, don't make.
It would be so embarrassing. We don't want to do that. Seriously, do not write fan fictions about us. Seriously.
Thank you. Now that the housekeeping's done.
Yeah. It's been
I think
let's just level set for a second. It's been a fiery day for us. And I think
Yeah.
we've had a lot to address for the audience, but I think we're really ready to get into this because you've made me sick simply all day. So
okay.
why don't we just dive into the
Dude,
topics?
you're such a rat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
All right. So I guess we'll start with this is going to be the poll debate, by the way. So if you look on Spotify, you'll see a poll right now, and it's going to ask you the question that I'm asking Matt. Is cereal soup?
Yeah. And remember, we track this. Right now the score is 1-1. So
Yep.
if you don't have an opinion, pick your favorite host right now.
Well, wait a second. Pick the one that makes the most logical sense. Don't just pick
right. If you're,
pick
that's
unfair to you.
Pick the one that's the most logical, or if you're a fan of my side, typically just pick my side too, because the stakes are high on that as well. But yeah, so a cereal soup. I would love to hear your take on this first, because I think
cereal is in no way soup. And by the way,
that's wrong.
Before we get into this, I did get some questions over the last week after the first 2 episodes, like what's the process like? How do we know we disagree on these things? Are we just going in blind? Is one picking a side and one playing devil's advocate? So no, we are not going in completely blind. Basically, I'll ask Matt, I'll say, hey, do you think cereal is soup? And he'll say, yeah, I do. And I say, okay, well, that's just dumb. So let's save that for the pod. And we don't go any further. And so everything from that point on is new to us. So that's how we go about these things. Same with the Q&As. Please leave a question. We'll get to it in the next pod.
Yeah.
We pick it. We see if we first see if there's a disagreement to be had, and then we go from there. We save it for the pod.
Yeah, and the Q&A really is blowing up. So if you want to, our goal is to address every Q&A we can. So please drop in the Q&A if you want to get the shout out on Until We Agree. So yeah.
Yep, and follow us on Instagram at Until We Agree.
At Until We Agree. No there's no spaces on our Instagram alone. So yeah, why don't you jump into this insane take you have on cereal?
Well, it's not really insane because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a soup is something that's cooked. Have you cooked cereal in your lifetime?
I haven't, but that's not what soup is. But yeah, keep going.
But how is that not what soup is? Because that is what soup is.
No.
A soup is a cooked substance.
No, it's
a liquid dish typically that's cooked. That's what soup is.
No, it's a broth that contains contents. If you
what
boil
is
it down,
broth to you?
broth is a liquid little buddy. So
okay, I'm gonna stop you right there because is a glass of water soup?
No, a glass of water is broth.
And sorry, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
A glass of water with ice in it, is that soup?
I think you're making a really good argument now. Yeah, that's soup.
Here's the thing. Like, I want to take this further to like understand where you're coming from, but I think I just won the poll. Like, I don't see nobody's gonna hear what you just said and be like, oh yeah, okay, let me go vote for that.
I would understand that ice would not necessarily, like, if someone said that wasn't soup, I wouldn't fight on that, because at the end of the day, that is just a drink. A soup, a cereal is, it can be a meal. It's an entree or it's an appetizer, but like it's something you ingest over just a liquid. So like in my I don't see, in my opinion, I cannot see a distinguishable difference between like chicken noodle soup and cereal. Like, they both have a liquid base with contents that make it up. So that's my take on it. Yeah.
But one's cooked. One is cooked.
Who cares? What makes the difference?
Who cares?
What makes a difference?
So in your world, you live in a world where Goldilocks could have been eaten like.
That's porridge, buddy. That's porridge.
Reese's Puff.
Oh no, that's porridge. No, that's porridge.
I would argue that porridge and soup are much closer in relationship than soup and cereal.
No, they're not, because a porridge is like mostly a solid at that point. That's like one like continuous, like slightly viscous thing to ingest. Porridge is like chowder, which is like fish ice cream. You know, like you're going down a dangerous path right now that I just
milkshakes. We love.
That's so true. So true. Shout out.
Is that soup?
Well, I mean, let me put it like I don't think it is, because it still kind of contains like that like more firm viscousness that I was talking about with chowder. But that's a tough one because like it can probably melt into a soup. Like people describe like a melted milkshake as soupy. So I think.
So you live in a world where ice cream can become soup.
Yeah, because things can change state. We're going back to like, is water wet?
No,
water
things can change state, but things don't just change the like description of what they are.
Yeah, they are. You've gone from a milkshake to a soupy milkshake. That's a description people use.
A soupy milkshake?
Like soup is
I've heard melted milkshake.
Soup is
soupy.
The audience would disagree with you on that 100%. Soup is a very loose term, and I feel like it gets dangerous when we start like adding like these like very strict rules to it. Like milk is a broth, the same way that like a water-based like
milk is not a broth.
How is it not? It holds contents that make up a soup.
Shall we look up the definition of broth?
You love doing this, and you've been wrong about it every single time when you go to a definition.
Not wrong. Broth is soup consisting of meat or vegetable chunks, and often rice, cooked in stock.
No, that's not an appropriate definition, because that doesn't like reach everything that you need to reach with soup. That's not fair, because a soup is just a liquid that contains contents like at its core. And so I think even if you read that definition, I don't think you actually believe that that's all that makes up soup.
But that's what every soup I've ever had fits into.
You've never had cereal and milk before?
Yeah, I've had cereal. I've also had soup. They're two different things. That's the whole point of it. Hello?
Barely. Let me put you onto this. And like, if we want to get real with what soup is, think about the ocean or like a lake or a body of water. That's soup too.
Okay.
It's a broth that contains contents that for consumption for someone. Maybe not be like a human soup, but like it's like a shark soup, you know?
A swimming pool.
Yeah, there's an argument for it. That's a cannibal soup.
A cannibal soup.
A cannibal, like someone who eats people.
No, I know who cannibals are, what they are. That's not. I'm like just more baffled by the statement, not the words in it. Because how is it a soup? Like, doesn't it have to be cooked? And in water? In water?
Well, broth isn't always water. What do you mean?
Yeah, broth is rarely water.
Yeah, so you just said soup had to be cooked in water. So what's your point?
No, I didn't say soup had to be cooked in water. I'm saying, like, why would this human soup that you're referring to be cooked in water?
What do you? I'm still you. We don't have to.
The swimming pool. We're in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Yeah. We're
all right, and
we're contents of soup.
Please,
yeah.
That
human
should not
soup.
be. No, this should not be fan fiction fodder, by the way.
Please,
just everybody.
don't.
I know you thought that.
Don't even think about it. Do not even think about it and tag
No.
until we agree on Instagram in it. Do not. I swear,
Yeah,
do
please
not.
stop.
Please.
But no. You boil like a broth. You would need it would need to be boiling typically, right?
No. Have you ever eaten boiling soup? The soup is not boiling when it comes out. You can. What if you just?
Well, you're not.
What if you,
obviously, you don't eat it while it's boiling.
All right. So let me put it like. So you're saying if I just microwave some milk and then put it in soup, it's suddenly we have or put it in cereal, suddenly we have soup. Is that what you're saying? I just need my milk to be hot, because I'll heat up the milk if that's what it takes. I don't want to.
I think it's more than like heating it up. It's what you're heating up, and you're heating up milk. Like, are you calling milk broth?
Yes, I'm calling milk broth. Any liquid.
Because now that's a little different of an argument.
Any liquid can be broth.
Can it? I don't think it can.
Yeah, it can. If it then leads to a soup creation, yeah, it definitely can.
I'm pretty sure broth is typically like meat or
yeah, there's chicken
or like fish related.
Yeah, it can
vegetables too.
Yeah, it can be like the byproduct of some substance, or it can just exist. Because like what do you mean
it can just exist?
What do you mean?
You're not allowed to just say that.
I'll keep going then.
Let me
put you onto this. Chicken broth might come from a chicken. Chickens drink water. That's why why broth is watery. Like, that's everything comes from something. It's the circle. It's the water cycle. Do you remember the water cycle? Like,
no, I remember the water cycle.
Yeah, so you should understand then that everything can be a broth because everything comes from the same source. Life comes from water.
Yeah, but you know what doesn't come from water?
What?
Cereal being a soup.
That's what are you even saying? That doesn't even make sense. You're not. Give me something here. Why is it like what makes soup besides it being warm? I'm still
okay. Some milk.
Okay.
And I know that you know what milk is. We've touched it together when making our precious milk.
Yeah. Have we mentioned that today's episode is sponsored by Milky's?
I don't know if we have. Sponsored by Milky's though.
Yeah, that for those who don't know, that is our milkshake company. Its first location is coming soon to Nashville. Second location is coming soon to Austin, Texas. So keep an eye out for that on Instagram at Until We Agree.
Yep. But some milk. If you heat it up, like it's just warm milk. If you heat up a bone broth,
okay,
a chicken stock, you mix it. That's soup. That's where soup comes from.
Says who?
You don't just heat up. What do you mean? Says who?
I don't see any difference between your liquid and my liquid as the base, as it not being anything other than the base of the soup.
You don't see a difference in warm milk and chicken broth?
No, I don't. It's the same way I don't.
You have other issues then.
Name a liquid and we can make a soup out of it. I'm not even kidding. You don't have to do it right now. Like, yeah, do it right now. Hot tub, human soup. You know, like if you're sitting in a hot tub, you're the contents of a soup.
Urine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to taste good, but yeah, you put urine, boil it to remove the bacteria, and then add noodles to it.
But if you boil it to remove the bacteria, what is it?
It's still broth. I'm just thinking from like a health perspective.
Water. It's just water.
Health perspective.
If you boil urine, it's just water.
Okay, that's fair. But that's still the broth of something. If you add other contents to it, it's still soup.
No.
I think you're not giving the word soup enough credit here. I think that's where the issue is. I think that's where the audience is going to say, yeah, he's not giving soup enough credit here.
If anybody says that to me this week, I would be shocked, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure let me read another definition of broth. I love this.
You love definitions.
Broth, also known as bouillon, the French pronunciation.
Sure.
Is a savory liquid made of water in which meat, fish, or vegetables have been simmered for a short period of time.
So all I'm hearing there is it's made out of water, which again goes back to the water.
That would be all you're hearing.
Let me put you back onto the water cycle for a second.
No,
Life comes from water.
But you forgot the key next step would be cooking a meat or vegetable in it. Like
that's just
I feel like you can't just skip that part.
The cereal is made out of wheat. That's a vegetable in itself. Like you're
what?
You're forgetting.
That's a grain.
Yeah, grains are plants, just like tomatoes are plants. Tomatoes are fruits. Just like celery is a plant.
Oh.
Just like anything, like everything comes from like nature. Like I feel like you're just not giving soup enough. I'm gonna say soup gets more credit than it deserves here, and you're not giving it to it. Broth contents. That's all it is.
This take is so bad. It's unbelievable.
No, it's not.
Like, yeah, no, this take is so bad because, like, I'm just telling you over and over the definition is when meat is simmered in water, and that's how you get broth. And then you just sit there and say
you're limiting the definition.
The water cycle. What do you mean? How am I? You limited the definition by saying by hearing the word water. You heard the word you heard the word water, and you go, oh, let me put you back onto the water cycle for a second. You're not giving soup enough credit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Life comes from water.
Does soup need any extra credit?
Soup comes from water. Life comes from water. That's just
soup comes from water. Life comes from water. That's your whole argument, and you just keep saying it over and over
because it's just the truth. Like, yes, it does.
No. Because you're not simmering any vegetables. No, wheat is not a vegetable. Listen, no, you cannot start saying that.
I think,
and then
that's fine. Huh? That's fine if it's not a vegetable, like by that definition. I just think that soup isn't getting enough breadth in its definition right now. I think we're looking at one definition that doesn't capture the full essence of soup.
Okay, then you find a definition that you like.
So the ocean. So you. It sounds like you're more willing to say that the ocean is soup than cereal is a soup, because the ocean fits that definition pretty easily of what you're reading.
You think live fish are just simmering in there?
What about dead fish? There's dead fish in the ocean all the time. I would argue there's some in the ocean right now
because of simmering. They're just dead.
Yeah, and then they get hot because of the sun.
Or do we live in an air fryer that is the atmosphere.
Do you know how hot the sun is? The sun is so much hotter than any air fryer on the market. I'm not even kidding.
Well, you haven't tried the Oster.
That is
Not
true.
sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. But Oster,
no, but
talk to us, please. We have a great sales pitch for you.
No, but like that's not. I'm not saying that the sun's not hot. Obviously, it's hot. But what?
So true.
Like when we're in the atmosphere, are we then just in? You've heard of the greenhouse effect?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
This explains a lot.
Yes, I know the
so
greenhouse
when-
effect, but just explain it for the audience who may not know what it is.
Okay, so should I give a real definition or a fake definition? When a
They're all fake
when
to you.
Okay, well when the sun has rays, I'm gonna explain this like you're 5.
Mm-hmm.
When the sun has rays that come in,
Mm-hmm.
little light rays,
Mm-hmm.
bring some heat with it,
Mm-hmm.
and they hit the earth,
Mm-hmm.
hit the water,
Mm-hmm.
and it bounces back up.
Okay.
We've got something. It's called the ozone layer,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you. I've never had to explain this part.
No, I that all sounds so good to me right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, it cooks in there like a greenhouse. Like it gets in, but it can't really get out. That's pretty much the thing. So it kind of warms up.
Mm-hmm.
So are we in a open air fryer right now?
I mean, the way you're explaining it, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and all.
I mean, this is just silly.
I can see. I actually see the path you're going on. I think you're taking my side. Finally, you're talking about.
No,
you're about
I'm
to. You're about to lean into the water cycle. You're leaning into the water cycle,
We
which
need to get you
is
off
the
the
source
water
of life. That
When was the last time
milk-
you drank a glass of water?
I have water with me right now. There's no contents
You
in
live
the
off
bottle.
of Body Armor. You don't drink water.
Don't say that name out loud. We're trying to get sponsored by them.
It's not sponsored.
No, I'm drinking water right now, and there's no ice in it, so it's just right now it's just a broth waiting to be turned into something special.
It's pre-broth at best because it's not simmering with anything in it. But sure, go ahead.
You can buy broth at the store, and it's called broth. It's not called pre-broth.
You can buy broth at the store.
Yeah,
it's a cereal soup.
like
Yeah,
chicken
okay,
broth
makes
and
sense.
milk. You can buy both of those things at the store. They're not called pre-broth. Here's the thing. we're like a
You can buy chicken broth. Hold on, I just
Uh-huh.
need to repeat that
Yeah.
so the audience hears it as voting is on their mind.
Mhm.
You can buy chicken broth and milk at the store, so they must be the same.
That's not what I'm saying.
All right, so go vote.
They're just both
Go
not
vote.
called pre-broth. What I do like what you just said there. Please go vote on Spotify. Click the link, or not click the link, click the other page, and you can vote on if you think cereal is a soup or not, and contribute to someone winning for next week's episode. But yeah, I think for now we might just have to leave it
And
because
make it be me.
no, make it be who you want it to be. If you like me, or pick your side. If it's
The stakes are high because we're tied 1-1.
Yeah.
So just you go vote for whoever your heart desires.
please.
We don't care who you vote for as long as you vote.
Right. I agree.
Unless
Hmm.
you
S-
vote for me. Please
So,
vote.
so what? I think we made no headway
Just
between
go-
the two of
go to
us.
the
Yeah, why
next
don't we
thing.
just move
Go to
on?
the next thing.
Yeah, do you want to?
You sent this cute little graphic to me. Just go ahead and read it.
Yeah, so I think it's going to make perfect sense when we explain it. This is a pretty old debate too. It'll
I'm
also
just excited. What I'm seeing on my side are a bunch of animals,
yeah.
and it'll make more sense when we get into it. I'm excited for you to list all these animals because I'm not sure that you know what they are. So go ahead.
That's actually fair. So this will be posted on Instagram too. So follow us on Instagram at Until We Agree. And you can see very clearly what we're debating right now. But yeah, so here's what the debate is going to be. There's 9 animals in front of us. We have to pick 2 of them, and then the other 7 will choose to attack us and try to kill us. And I think that's a really important distinction that I'm going to make right now. They're sentient enough to know that their goal is to kill us. Because some of these animals may not inherently try to attack humans, but all these animals' goal are to kill us. So here we are. The first animal is 50 golden eagles, which are big eagles, from what I understand. The next one is 10 alligators.
No.
10 crocodiles.
Okay. Go.
10 crocodiles. 3 grizzly bears. 7 cows.
Oh no! Everybody, please go look at this image. But I mean, I get, sure.
Maybe bulls.
I would maybe go with. I would go with bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, they're male
seven
cows. But
seven bulls.
It's just funny to go to cows from this image.
Yeah, 7 bulls, 1 human hunter with a gun, 15 gray wolves, 10,000 rats, 5
Interesting.
silverback gorillas, and 4 lions. So
Okay.
you get to pick 2. Who are defending you while the others attack?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes, please do.
These 10,000 rats.
Yeah.
Are they like rodents or are they like you, like a rat like you?
That's a good joke. I think the audience can go listen to it 20 seconds earlier when I made the same one. No, they're rodents. They are rodents with.
If you made that joke, you made it worse. So
okay.
You're welcome for fixing it.
Thank you so much. It's 10,000 rodents.
10,000 rodents. Okay, that actually does inform my answer because if it was 10,000 of you, I would not pick it.
Sure.
Because for one, rodents are definitely smarter, they're definitely stronger, and they're for sure faster. You are so slow. So I would go with 10,000 rodents, and give me 3 grizzlies.
I'm so glad you said that. I was a little bit worried that you were going to take at least one of mine, but I have 2 completely different ones.
Wow.
Yeah. Really, I think I only need 1. The other one I'm just taking so it doesn't. I think it has a better chance of killing me than it does of helping to protect me. So I'm saying.
I know exactly which one you're
going
go for.
I'm going to say the ones that are actually going to protect me are the 5 silverback gorillas, and I'm also going to take the hunter just off the board.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so what's your thought process?
Well, my thought process is overrun them with rodents as a grizzly bear runs 35 miles an hour at you. Not you. Well, hopefully you. But like, I don't know. 10,000 is a crazy number compared to anything else. I think they overpower and rip apart, 4 lions, 5. I would be a little worried about the 5 silverbacks. That's scary. The hunter would be dead within seconds. I don't know how we get Ariel, the hawk or eagle, golden eagle. You said,
yeah.
We'll go with that. The golden eagle scares me. The crocodiles would be torn apart by the grizzlies, and the bulls stand no chance because I'm not wearing red that day.
Oh, so, I didn't even think about. Okay, I'm not wearing red either.
Yeah.
Then I'm not wearing red either. So who cares about the bulls?
And I didn't even mention the wolves, but it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like, that's the thing. I think there are some that are just so easy to take off the board. The wolves, I honestly don't care about if I have a big enough animal, and I think I do. The thing that surprised me, honestly, I feel like gorillas are stronger than grizzly bears. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I feel like
we could have a whole other episode on a grizzly bear versus a gorilla because I've debated that for years now.
Yeah, it just feels right to me, and maybe it's just because they have biceps, but that's just kind of my thought on it. It came down to the bears or the gorillas, and I just feel like 10 biceps will be good for my chances for defense.
Well, I mean, if you think about it too, I mean, I don't know. Do we get to organize them? Like, do we get to say like, hey,
yeah, organize your rats.
Can I release 1,000 rats at a time, or do they have to all go out at one time? Do they listen to me?
No, they don't listen to you. They just know they're trying to defend you, but they don't actually take orders from you. They're still rats.
Okay. And on the grizzly side, did they listen to me?
No, they are grizzly bears.
And so what I'm hearing is also the hunter.
Yeah.
Does he have bear spray?
No, why would he? No, he has a gun.
Okay, I'm just making. I don't know how prepared these other people are. That's what I'm just like, oh, So yeah, I think there is a good chance everybody gets overrun, and I would take on 50 golden hawks by myself. So I'm not too worried about those. The flying, the aerial.
The thing is I think they're smart enough to work together, and I think they would pick you up and at least carry. They'd probably pick you up like at least 30 feet into the air, and you'd break an ankle at least. I think they're honestly the ones that are the biggest wild card, just because I don't know what they're capable of, and that's kind of why I have the hunter.
And they're so aerial. Everything else is on the ground, and these guys are. I mean, let's just be honest. Let's call it like it is. They're flying.
They're birds. Yeah, I think that's a great point.
They make fly.
Dude,
call back to episode 2.
Yeah, and
to those who hate my analogies, they're back.
But that's the thing is, who knows what the hunter's even capable? What if the hunter has a plane to make fly too? So I don't know what we have. I don't know what the hunter is capable of. And at the very least, he could attack us from a long distance. No one else can. So I just decided to take him. I honestly think the gorillas clear everything.
He's got
on
like
their own.
4 shots at best before my grizzly bear gets to him.
That's fine.
Like, what's the starting point? Like, are we like my 10,000 rats and my 3 grizzlies are like what? Like, are we like a gymnasium away from the everything else, or are we like like a mile?
You're 500 miles away.
500 miles.
Yeah.
This might change my answer though.
No, you're a football field away, 100 yards.
Okay, 100 yards. Yeah, I'm sticking with it then, because there's nothing more terrifying than seeing 10,000 rats run across a football field. I've only seen 1 rat run across a football field.
Probably pretty fast too, yeah.
So, no. Actually, I take that back, because I've never seen you run, because you're always behind me.
That's not even true. That's not even true. No, that's not even true. I'm so much faster than you. You've cheated the one. Forget.
We've raced
we
twice.
Get it. We get it. We're probably gonna die no matter what. Let's get back to the race for a second. The race, we did not race twice. We raced once.
Bro,
and you ran
twice.
into my lane.
This is embarrassing.
The first race did not count.
No.
The first race did not.
What do you mean? The first race is the one you said I cheated, and then the second race you just like were behind me.
No,
I don't know.
I don't
know how else to describe it. I didn't see what happened because it was all going on behind.
The first race was a false start, and I said from the beginning I didn't like the terrain we were on. We were on cement, and I didn't like.
It's the terrain you asked.
No,
for.
it wasn't. I asked for grass.
We were right next to grass.
At least turf. No, it's not.
At least turf.
Yeah. So I wasn't about to put my entire body on the line for this race with a cheater who got a false start in race 1 and then ran in both races, ran into my lane and knocked me off my rhythm.
All right. Well, here's what I think we should do.
Yeah, please tell me.
If we get enough engagement on this, if people want to see it, I think we have to give them a race.
I think we have to race, yeah.
Because that's the only way this is settling. Mm-hmm. Because you're delusional.
I'm not. I know.
In this world where you're, 10 feet, 20 feet even behind me, and still think that like it was close enough to call cheating.
No, because
that's ridiculous.
I've been better than you in every single sport we've ever played against each other in. So
oh my god, here we go. You got golf.
I got golf, pickleball, basketball.
Here we go.
I got them all.
Basketball.
Probably tennis, because I'm sure you're just as bad at tennis as you are at pickleball. They go hand in hand.
I'm a dog at tennis.
No, you're not. Okay, yeah.
I've never played.
If we get 10,000 followers on Spotify, we're almost there. If everyone listening to this show follows us on Spotify, we'll race in Times Square at 10,000 followers.
Yeah, one side of Times Square to the other.
Yeah. All right, you heard it here first.
In Spider-Man costumes.
Okay, one of us will be in Spider-Man costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
The loser of the polls up to that point has to wear a Spider-Man costume.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay,
that's good.
Yep, there we go.
All right, I love it. All right, yeah, everyone be sure to click that follow button. Is free on Spotify. That's the coolest part, is anyone can just do it.
It is free.
And it has no impact on your life, but has a huge...
And we've noticed at Until We Agree has more followers on Instagram than we do on the podcast on Spotify. That's just a little weird.
That is...
Considering that, you listen on Spotify. So, hey, Apple Music, we didn't forget about you. Web browser,
do what you got to do. Yeah,
we saw you back.
Web browser came back. That was awesome.
Hey, whatever button you have, if there's a follow button on web browser, just go ahead and click it.
Go and click it.
Just click it.
What's the worst that can happen?
All right. Anyways, we've been pandering for too long.
Yeah, but
next.
Yeah, so that's a great segue though, because we had a lot of Q&A this week, which has been really cool to see. That's another thing you can do if you're listening on Spotify. Click over to that Q&A section and ask a question that you want to see debated on the podcast. So why don't we jump over to that? The first one, this one we're not even going to argue about, because this was just a cool comment that we just wanted to talk about. We got a question from Erica, who says, I was wondering where you guys got the intro music to your podcast from, or if y'all made it. And let me tell you, Erica, I wish we made it, but something that may be even better is we got it from our boy Hutch. Listen to him on Spotify. He's kind of one of those beautiful minds of music that you just kind of hear like play, and especially like if you hear him in person, you're like, this guy just like knows music more than anyone else in the history of the world. And you can quote me on that, and I would stand behind it. So yeah, his name is .Hutch, just a period, and then the word Hutch, Hutch. He created that music for us, and he's an absolute dog, not even a rat in the slightest. So shout out to Hutch. Really, really taking care of us there.
Yep. Thank you for the.
Yeah, he's incredible. But why don't we get into some actual debate questions that we got on the Q&A section as well. This first one comes from someone named Matt, who says, okay, but for real, is a hot dog a sandwich or not? Okay, so Matt, thank you for the question.
Wait, why don't you throw in the last name?
It said Howard.
Matt, who?
Yeah, so he was asking him, is a hot dog a sandwich? Matt, I want you to shut up right now. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Thank you for the question. Seriously, that's awesome. I love the fans. You sound like a great guy, but that was an insane question to ask. You know we're not going to answer that question.
Yeah. Did you even listen to the last episode?
Did you even listen? Maybe Tyler said it, and that's why you didn't hear it because of the microphone situation. But no, we are not going to be talking about that, Matt. But again, thanks for the question. Anyways, yeah, but we're not going to answer that question. Anyways, next question. Yep. Do you got any more?
Next question. This one comes from Tyler. So he asks, does Matt realize he sounds like a sore loser when he's talking about getting smoked in that photo?
That's crazy timing. That's crazy timing.
That's a great question.
No, I don't realize that because I know I'm not a sore loser. I just know there was cheating involved, and we haven't gotten to play on the surface we went to.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
That question was me.
What?
And you do sound like a sore loser. So, so yeah, I've answered my own question. Yes, he does.
Okay.
Now.
Wrong, but yeah, keep going.
Let's get to some more questions. So, Brittany asks, would you rather have a finger for a tongue or tongues for fingers?
Now
I'll be honest.
You're gonna say something stupid here.
No. I'll be honest. I need so many qualifying questions to like figure out where my head is on this.
Okay, I can be Brittany for you.
But like, do you already have one locked and loaded? Because I want to lock you into one before I ask my questions. If you do,
yeah, the obvious answer is having tongues for. Having tongues for fingers is the obvious answer. Okay,
so my question would be then, if I have a finger for a tongue, can I no longer taste?
How could you taste?
Brittany's not here to tell us, the stipulation, so I'll let you.
You have a finger for a tongue, so no, you can't taste.
So no, I can't taste. Now,
you could feel.
If I have tongues for fingers, can they all taste?
Yes, of course. I think that's the joy of picking that answer, honestly.
Well, I was actually thinking the only positive to that would be, like the tongue's like the strongest, like, I don't know, would it be a muscle like by size?
I've heard it's the strongest
I've heard
it's probably the strongest muscle for you. I think my triceps are probably the strongest muscle for me. But that's just coming from someone who's,
and that's not saying much.
Strong. Yeah. No, for you though, yeah, you can have strong fingers if you pick the tongues for sure.
Yeah, but and I think but that's the thing, like, yeah, at what cost though? I'd have to taste everything I want to grip.
Yeah. Taste is a good thing. What's your point?
That sounds terrible.
No.
But then not tasting anything, but then that could be like a little life hack, because then I'm putting food in my mouth that's healthy, but I don't know.
Yeah, or you can just like live life to the fullest and get to enjoy taste still. Recently, this is kind of my big thing. Getting personal. I've recently become a foodie. Never big into the cool food scene until I went to Austin, Texas, and it kind of changed my whole perspective on food. And now I kind of like food now. I'm kind of into trying food. So it would be irresponsible of me to be a foodie for 3 months and then just give that up for just having to taste some bad stuff sometimes. No. And yeah, like you said, my fingers would still be strong because they're strong muscles now. So I don't see any downside here.
I mean, I think you have to go like the finger for tongue. I'm surprised we disagree on this because, like, I just like all I can think about is you walking around like the villain from Pirates of the Caribbean, but like instead of the beard, like you have little tentacles for fingers. Like that's just gross.
Is that a movie? I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Okay, cool. I had to look into that. Which is a great segue to our next question, is it not?
Yeah, it is. It's a great segue.
Not even
Ginnick.
Not even scripted. Isn't that crazy?
No.
This is all off
Ginnick
the brain.
asks,
yeah.
Would you rather, or I guess it's not really a would you rather, is it easier to binge 2 hours of TV shows than watch a 2-hour movie? Now, I know, all right, I think I know your answer to this because, all right, wait. Instead of saying what you think, like in terms of just the piece of content that you would watch for 2 hours, I want you to say that, and then I'm gonna see if I can say it on top of you because I think I know what you're gonna say.
Do you want me to say the specific like title?
The piece of content, whether it's the title.
Okay.
So I think I'll count us off 1, 2, 3, go, and then you say it, and then I'm gonna try to match it because I think I know exactly what you're gonna say. Okay.
That's fun. Yeah, I like that. This is actually not scripted.
Actually, let's make it a 2-parter. We can guess film or TV first, and say that at the same time, and then that way I have a better chance if I am off for some reason.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Count us in.
1, 2, 3.
Film. Yeah, easiest question of my entire life. Okay. And that's gonna be so good for me too in editing. That was so well timed. I'm gonna go to that moment. 42 minutes. I'm gonna go to that exact moment, and I can just edit this so easily. So thank you for that.
If you tuned in this long, you're getting a great peek behind the curtains.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with. All right. So now, what film are we talking? 1, 2, 3.
Band Slam.
Go. Band Slam.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I knew it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
We used to be boys, and I'm glad that there's still a moment in our lives that we can look back to and remember that, wow, we used to be friends, and that's awesome.
All right, now it's your turn for me.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Bro, you know it. Bro, you know.
Do I?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Film.
Okay. All right. Well, we do agree. So this episode is ending right after this segment.
Yeah.
So let's get on to it.
No.
Okay.
Do I actually know this?
Yes.
Have we watched this movie together?
Can I say that? Audience, can I say that?
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we have.
Shh.
Okay.
Wait.
Ready? I have to go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Harry Styles live at Coachella. Oh, Wedding Crashers is not your favorite.
No.
Is it actually?
What?
I love Wedding Crashers, bro.
I love Wedding Crashers, bro.
Is it your favorite, really?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but if I just had a random 2 hours, like any given movie, give me Wedding Crashers.
I honestly want to change my answer to that too. All right. That's an agreement. That's that's an agreement. And then I even changed my opinion on something because of what you said. That was like a double agreement. This episode's ending.
That needs to happen more.
On a real nice note that we don't usually get, especially after the somber mood of this episode starting.
I have one more thing to say.
Yeah, please do.
I learned something wild about you today.
We're not getting into this. We're not getting into it. We're not going to talk about it.
If you guys stay tuned and make this podcast huge, I can reveal it. So please.
At 10,001, we're at 10,001 followers on Spotify. We'll have this debate as well.
Share this podcast to everyone. Follow us. Vote in the poll. Participate in the Q&As. We really appreciate you guys.
We'll do a live podcast in Times Square where we race and talk about this unspoken argument that I don't want to talk about ever in my life.
We argued about it for like an hour today.
Yeah, and
whether we could even say anything, and I just butted in at the end, that just because I can.
Yeah, and so I don't want to talk about this. But for the right price, I will. So again, thanks to all the listeners. Thanks for agreeing with me. Thank you for changing my perspective on something today, bro. That was awesome.
Yeah. Bro.
So
Wedding Crashers for life.
You're my world, bro. All right, man.
Hey,
I'll talk to you later. This has been Until We Agree. I'm Matt Howard. That's Tyler Pritchard. We'll see you next time.